So we are going to find this example right in your notes. It's page 3 of the slide. So it's the top of the first piece of paper on the back. You're also going to need the worksheet from Mrs. Ripka that is just like the ones we were doing. It just has trigonometry stuff on it. So we're going to find the linearization near x equals pi over 2 to approximate cosine of 1.75. So you have to kind of know that cosine, x is pi over 2, that's the same, or an estimation of 1.57 is the same as pi over 2. So it is pretty close to that. So when we go in and we go ahead and take our derivative of our function that we're looking for, because we're trying to estimate a cosine, our derivative is sine x. So we're using pi over 2 because that's a really close approximation to 1.75, and pi over 2 is something we can put into both sine and a cosine really easily. If I use my unit circle, pi over 2 is right up here, and that value, that coordinate pair, is 0, 1. So if I want to find f of pi over 2, that's cosine of pi over 2, that's 0. That tells me the point for my point slopes form is pi over 2, 0. Also, if I find f prime of pi over 2, that gives me negative sine of pi over 2. I wrote 0. Let's fix that. And that is negative 1. So we got 1 when you put it in for the derivative. The derivative is negative, so negative 1. So that tells us our slope of this red tangent line here that I've got, this guy going right over here that you can see. So that's my cosine curve. Here's the tangent line at the nice point right there, 0. Excuse me, I said that bad. Pi over 2, 0. That's the point we're going through. And we want to find the equation of the tangent line, because if we're just slightly past right about there, that'll tell us a good estimate for a cosine of 1.75. That line is pretty much right on top of that curve right there. You can't even see the blue curve underneath it. So here we go. Let's put in all those values that we just got, changing colors, and write the linearization function, the tangent line. That's all it is. So we've got our point and our slope. Here's our point right there. Here's our slope right there. So I tend to write my point slope form a little bit differently. I like to put my f of a afterwards. So that's my m, x minus x1 minus plus, y1. So now that we have our linearization, our function that closely approximates cosine, as long as we're near pi over 2, we can substitute in 1.75 and get pretty dang close. Now, we do actually have to round the pi over 2 to 1.57, so you have to kind of know that. All right, so I'm not writing the plus 0 afterwards because that seems a little silly. And then when we do that right there, when I do this subtraction, that's 0.18. So we get that we have our L of x equal to negative 0.18. It looks like if we go back over to our curve that cosine is just slightly below the axis, so that makes some sense. And we're going to go ahead and type that into our calculator and see how it compares. So now that I did that in my calculator, f of 1.75 is actually equal to negative 0.1782. So this estimate right here, pretty dang close. So that is a close estimate of f of 1.75. We can do just like we have been doing all along, using cosine, sine, tangent, all those things. You want to find a nice place to center it that happens to be on the unit circle so that you can approximate it. Now, all the others that we do are not going to have you remember what pi over 2 is equivalent of in decimals. So, find on the next page All right, so now we're going to go to the linear approximations worksheet that you need to get from Mrs. Ripka if you didn't already. I'm going to do 2 with you because notice everything in here is on degrees. The last one wasn't in degrees, and I said we wouldn't be using those decimals like we did, so no decimals, that's great. But guess what? Calculus only works in radians, so we have to convert. Okay, so I need to remember how to convert 44 degrees into radians. So first of all, 44 degrees, change it to radians, you have to multiply by pi over 180 degrees because those degrees essentially cancel, and you get 44 pi out of 180. So really, I'm looking for sine of 44 pi over 180. I am not going to reduce on purpose. That's what I'm looking for. All right, I notice that 44 degrees is very near 45 degrees, okay, which is the equivalent of pi over 4, but I'm going to leave it like this for my sanity, and you'll see why. So this is our nice value. It's aka pi over 4, but I don't want to look at it like that. Here's why. When we go and take our derivative, so first of all, our function is sine of x. When I take my derivative then, I get f prime of x equals cosine x. So now I'm going to put in my nice value. I know that 45 degrees is a nice value, so I'm going to find that 45 pi over 180, which is the same thing as pi over 4, and sine of that, sine of pi over 4, 45 pi over 180. That's equal to sine right there. Let's see, we get square root of 2 over 2, comma square root of 2 over 2. Our sine value is this y value, so we get square root of 2 over 2, and f prime of 45 pi over 180, well, that is equal to cosine of 45 pi divided by 180, and that gives me also square root of 2 over 2. So now that's my slope, and this is my point, right? My point is, I'm going to use a different color, is 45 pi divided by 180, same thing as pi over 4, comma square root of 2 over 2. All right, so I've got my point and my slope. I can write my linearization function in point-slope form. So my L of x is equal to square root of 2 over 2, x minus x1, and here's where not reducing that to pi over 4 is going to help, minus, plus, square root of 2 over 2. All right, so now that I've got my linearization function and I go in and plug in my 44 degrees, which I can't plug in as degrees, I have to plug in as radians because that derivative will only work in radians, and we used our derivative to get that function, that linearization function, so I've got to do it in radians, not degrees. I get 44 pi divided by 180 minus 45 pi divided by 180 plus square root of 2 over 2. Notice what really happens very nicely with those fractions. That's just negative pi over 180 plus square root of 2 over 2. So now, quite easily we see, you're going to hear my children are getting ready for bed here, equals negative square root of 2 times pi divided by 360 plus square root of 2 over 2. Now we're going to go onto our calculator and we're going to check that and see that how close that is to actually finding cosine of 44 degrees. So now we've got that this guy right here is about 0.69, and our cosine, if I actually put it in and do 44 degrees, I have to change to degree mode, I get 0.72, which is pretty dang close. So if you were pre-calculator era and you had to estimate using this guy, even though you have to use a bunch of fractions, is a little bit easier. Now, I'm going to pause for a second and we're going to do another problem. I changed my mind and decided to only do one example. I think you can figure it out from here. I'd like you to try the rest of the paper. Just remember, you have to convert the degrees to radians. I highly suggest you leave them as a fraction over 180 so it's easy to subtract when you get to this step right here. I'm sorry that moved. This step right here. It makes it really easy to subtract. And then you can leave your answer as fractions that are put together. So leaving your answer as this crazy fraction, negative root 2 pi over 360 plus root 2 over 2, that is just fine. You don't need to change it from there. All right, I'll be back tomorrow. So we'll clean up anything, questions you have. Please try to finish the rest of this sheet and all the other ones that you don't have done.